What if I told you that your greatest power doesn't come from what you say? It comes from what you don't say. We live in a world where everyone is constantly talking. People argue online, post their every thought, share their every plan, and shout louder just to be heard. But here's the paradox: the more noise people make, the less their voice carries. True strength lies in restraint. True influence is found not in endless words, but in intentional silence. The strongest voice is the one unspoken, the one carried by action, presence, and discipline. It's not about saying less just for the sake of it. It's about saying only what matters and letting your silence do the rest. In this video, I'll share 5 powerful ways silence becomes your greatest weapon. Each principle will help you see silence not as weakness, but as strategy, one that leaders, visionaries, and truly powerful people have used for centuries. Stay with me until the end, because I'll give you a challenge that could completely shift the way you influence others and lead your own life. 1. Silence carries authority. Think about the most respected leaders you know. Are they the ones who talk the most, or the ones who speak less, but when they do, the entire room listens? When a leader speaks less, their words carry more weight. Why? Because silence creates anticipation. If you're constantly talking, people tune you out. But if you stay quiet when you finally do speak, it feels intentional. Every word matters. Look at historical figures like Abraham Lincoln. He wasn't known for being the loudest voice in the room. He was measured, deliberate, and often silent until it was time to speak. That's why when he did speak, people remembered his words for generations. Now compare that to someone who's always explaining, justifying, and oversharing. Their words lose power because they're cheapened by repetition. But silence adds gravity. It makes people lean in. In your own life, this might look like resisting the urge to dominate conversations. Instead of rushing to speak, pause, listen. And when you do add your voice, people will notice, because silence gave it weight. Benefit silence creates authority, making your words more power by making them rare. 2, silence protects your intentions. Every time you tell someone your plans, you invite their opinions, their doubts, and sometimes even their jealousy. The truth is, not everyone wants to see you win. Some people will discourage you because they're afraid of what your success will say about their own choices. Silence shields your dreams. It keeps your goals safe until they're strong enough to stand on their own. Instead of announcing what you're going to do, you quietly do the work. And when the results appear, they speak for you. Think of Thomas Edison. Do you think he shared every idea before he tested it? Hardly. He worked in private, experimenting silently until he had something that changed the world. If he had spoken too soon, critics might have crushed his ideas before they had a chance to grow. You've probably experienced this yourself. Maybe you told someone about a goal like starting a fitness routine or a new business, and instead of supporting you, they planted doubt. Are you sure? That's too hard. What if you fail? Suddenly, you're second guessing yourself. That's the danger of oversharing. But when you hold your intentions quietly, you move with peace instead of pressure. You don't carry the weight of other people's judgments. You carry only your vision. Benefit silence protects your dreams, giving them space to grow without the burden of outside criticism. 3, silence creates influence. Have you ever noticed how in a noisy room, the quietest person often gets the most attention? That's because silence stands out. It creates contrast. Imagine a meeting where everyone is talking over each other. The person who stays calm, listens, and speaks only when necessary immediately commands respect. People wonder, what are they thinking? Why are they so composed? That curiosity is influence. This principle works everywhere, in leadership, friendships, even relationships. The one who doesn't always react, who doesn't always need to fill the air, holds the most power, because silence creates mystery, and mystery draws people in. Think of someone like Steve Jobs. He didn't constantly share every thought or idea. He worked quietly with his team, and when he finally stepped on stage to present, the entire world paid attention. Why? Because people didn't already know everything he was doing. The silence built anticipation. On a personal level, silence can also protect your reputation. Oversharing makes you predictable. But moving quietly, only revealing things when they're ready, makes you memorable. Benefit silence creates curiosity and influence, making others lean in to listen and watch more closely. 4, silence strengthens self-mastery. Silence isn't easy. It requires discipline. It's easy to argue, to explain, to react, but it takes strength to stay silent, especially when your ego wants to prove itself. Holding your tongue in the face of criticism, staying calm when provoked, or resisting the urge to brag when you've made progress. That's self-mastery. And self-mastery is the foundation of power. Think about martial artists. They train for years not just to fight, but to control themselves. Their strength isn't in throwing punches recklessly. It's in knowing when not to fight. That's the same strength silence teaches you. The ability to choose when to speak and when to withhold. In everyday life, silence is the pause before responding to an insult. It's the decision not to share everything online. It's the ability to focus on what matters instead of wasting energy on validation. Each time you practice silence, you sharpen your discipline. Over time, This discipline compounds. You stop reacting to every little thing. You stop wasting energy on arguments. You build inner calm, and from that calm, real power emerges. Benefit: silence builds discipline and self-control, allowing you to master yourself instead of being mastered by your impulses. 5. Silence speaks through action at the end of the day. Silence isn't about doing nothing. It's about letting your results speak. A strong body speaks louder than talking about going to the gym. A successful project speaks louder than promising you'll get around to it. A life transformed speaks louder than words ever could. Think of J.K. Rowling. Before Harry Potter became a phenomenon, she worked quietly on her manuscript. She didn't need to convince the world she was writing something great. She let the book do the talking. And once it was out, it spoke volumes. Your actions are your voice. And that voice is stronger than anything you could say. When you work in silence, your achievements arrive without warning, and that shock creates an impact far greater than if you had hyped it along the way. Benefits: silence amplifies results, ensuring your actions speak so loudly that words aren't needed. Final challenge this week: I want you to practice the art of silence in one area of your life. Choose one thing: your goals, your reactions, or your self-expression. For 7 days, keep it private. Don't announce it. Don't defend it. Don't react. Just do it. Maybe that means quietly working on your health. Maybe it means staying calm in an argument. Maybe it means keeping a new project to yourself until it's ready. At the end of the week, reflect. Notice how much lighter you feel without carrying other people's opinions. Notice how much stronger you feel by protecting your energy. Notice how much more powerful you seem, not because you said more, but because you said less. That's when you'll realize the strongest voice is the one unspoken. Now I want to hear from you. What's one situation where you'll choose silence instead of words this week? Drop it in the comments, because your choice might inspire someone else to take control. And if this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful reminders to help you grow stronger, not by shouting louder, but by mastering the silence that carries true power.